Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Okay, so it is 3:30 in Australia, so it's about 1:30 in New York. Madonna's show has finished. Obviously, I'm not there. Um, I haven't heard much about it. I've heard that there were huge lines, and it was late. Now it was announced to go on 10:30, then 10:50. I hear it went on 11:30, um, and the delays were blamed on the venue, and the delays were blamed on people have the lines to people to lock up their phones because of the phone ban. Um, wouldn't have had anything to do with Madonna, I guess. It was, I think, late for every show for the Rebel Heart tour. So this wasn't unexpected on some level, but I kind of thought somehow the theatre it wouldn't be as much of an issue because there doesn't seem to be as much production-wise happening. So I was a little bit surprised actually. I kind of had forgotten about the whole "oh, will she be on time? How late will she be?" thing that was like in every concert for the Rebel Heart tour. That's all people talked about, especially in Australia when she did the her theatre show, the Tears of a Clown show, which was just for fans, which I went to. That was notoriously 4 hours late, and that got world press, including some photos which I was in. Yay! But she wasn't quite that late because it sort of gets announced it'll be the doors will be opening and she'll be on at sort of this time. So they were taking it from the time the doors were opening, not the time she was actually supposed to be on stage. I think she was still 2 or 3 hours late anyway. But I've seen a couple of photos of the stage. There were photos of the stage early on that someone had. I think Madonna put them out. But there were some photos some people took inside the theatre of just people in the audience going to the seats. And I've seen one photo of people getting up from their seats. So apparently some people had cameras in there. So there must be some photos or some footage or something somewhere. So I'm sure we'll see something. But basically, I think the photo ban was in effect and was effective, which I think sucks. I think it sucks for people paying all that money who would expect to come away with something other than just their memory. Like one of the highlights of going to a show and getting great seats is that you get good photos of the show and you can look at them afterwards and remember, and you can share them with people and put them on your Facebook, and they're like, hey, here's me watching Madonna, here's Madonna, blah blah blah. And for those who can't attend the show, you get an idea of what the show was. You get to see the costumes, you get to see basically what the sets look like, you get an idea of the show. So it's hard to get excited about the show knowing that I think I have enough light. I don't. It's hard to get excited about the show knowing that you're not going to see it. I mean, I decided fairly early on I wasn't going to go because there were a lot of problems with the show. Just seemed to be going differently. The time between announcing and actually releasing tickets without a proper warning, and then having a lottery system, and they were putting people on hold waiting for tickets, and they were selling tickets on the side and selling tickets on other sites, and there were tickets going on sale on resale websites when people were still waiting to get their official tickets. It was just a bit of a shitstorm. And I also, my big thing, I ever wanted to be at the first show or the last show. That's very hard to do. The first show it's hard because, well, the last two tours she's cancelled the first week of the show, so people had tickets for the first show, and those magically disappeared. And then the first show the next week became the first show. So had I booked the ticket I really wanted, which was the opening show, I would have lost all my money, had to rebook everything. I didn't really have enough money for insurance, and I couldn't have done it twice. I couldn't have rebooked it all for the next week. So I'm glad I didn't do it, because I'd still be sitting here having missed the show last week and be just as broke as I am now. Except I would have wasted money on a show that was cancelled. So I'm glad I didn't do that. But the other option was to see the last show, but working out what is going to be the last show is also very hard. And this tour, she does seem to be adding a lot of shows. She added 7 shows, I think, to San Francisco. Or did she? I think she announced San Francisco because it wasn't on the books. And then they also announced some extra shows as well, and some extra shows in New York and all over the place. So she is treating it like a semi-residency where she's sort of digging in areas and doing extra shows. Now, what I would expect from this is if she is doing, because the excuse here in Australia that why Madonna can't come is she's such a big artist, she needs a big venue, and they couldn't get the big venues on the dates they needed, or that the production was so expensive to bring it was too expensive and too difficult. Now that she's just her and a ukulele or something sitting on the stage, apparently it's not the kind of production from what we hear. She certainly hasn't been promoting it as a big production. There's no hints. All we have seen is a couple of very static sets that she's rolling around on, and that's it. So if that is the case, then she should be able to go anywhere. She should be able to come to Australia. She should be able to go to any country for a week or so and just find a little theatre somewhere. She only needs 1,000, 2,000 seats. It's not hard to find a book there everywhere. And just do little mini residencies all around the world. And she should come to Australia. She should go to everywhere because she can. She can drag it out as long as she wants. She can stay as long as she wants in each place. The availability of venues is so much easier. And as long as people are still willing to pay a fortune for tickets, they should be able to afford for it to actually go on. So I would expect more shows and for her to actually see more of the world with this tour than some of her other tours. But I don't think she will. But overall, I'm not happy because it's one thing not to go to the show. It's another thing to be blocked from seeing the show. Because with the other shows, like I have a love-hate relationship with Madonna, and I sort of break up with her every time she goes on tour because she doesn't come to Australia. Last time she did, so I got to experience all of that. I got to be there. I got to watch all the shows. I got to follow the show from the beginning, knowing I was going to see it and get excited about every little photo, every little costume reveal, everything. It was great. This show, I kind of was looking at that as well, but not as excited knowing I wasn't going to go, and not as excited because it was going to be a scaled-back show, and it's sort of her semi-retirement sort of show because she's sort of being retired from touring whether she likes it or not, just like she's being retired from single sales because they're not supporting her on the radio. So she's sort of having difficult times in some ways, and I know she's saying, oh, I wanted to do a theatre show, I wanted to do more intimate shows, and that's probably true because she did put Rebel Heart, the Heart stage in, and she did love spending her time down there, but I don't really think people were banging on her door for her to go on tour again, considering how expensive she is, how expensive the shows are, and how she was constantly late, and all the bad press that she does get, which is not necessarily earned, mostly it's ageism, but it was hard to get excited this time because I wasn't going to be there. But then I thought, oh, it's okay, you'll see photos, you'll see videos, and even if they don't do an official video, I preferred the fan videos to the Rebel Heart DVD. I even though I'm in it, and I got like half a shot, half a close-up and a bunch of little shots that I'm in, the editing is so bad, and the mixing of performances and everything, you just don't get any sense of it being a real performance and any real continuity or flow of the dancing or anything. It's just an ADHD mess. So I sort of was like, I'm fine. I can just watch the fan videos and just get an idea of what the show was like. I can imagine it, it'll be fine. And then I find out photo ban, won't be seeing anything. Like they literally, you have to lock your phones in a little wallet that is locked, and you can only open it at certain places, which obviously are outside of the actual, I want to say arena. She doesn't do arenas anymore. Outside of the actual theatre seating and everything. So it's like there's nothing to look forward to as a fan. It's like, what? So I just have to hear about people saying, oh, she was late, but she was great. That seems to sort of be moaning. She's late. How dare she make fans wait 3 hours after paying $3,000, which is what someone was complaining about already. I'm like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. But it's hard to get excited, and I don't know much. Like I said, show was announced to actually go on at 10:30 and then 10:50. I hear it went on 11:30. I was looking at times of people checking in to say the show started, and they're all after 11, so I think it started around 11:30 and it finished around 1, so it means it went for an hour and a half, hour 45, maybe 2 hours at the most if it was just on 11 that she went on. And I haven't heard anything yet, so I don't have any other news other than she went on, There are a couple of photos taken before and after that have been posted. There are some people who, I think Oksana, or I don't know if that's how I say her name, she seems to have been given some authority to do like a blog and some videos or some pictures. I'm not sure if Madonna is allowing some people from some places, if she's going to let some people take photos and some people take video and just control it, just have a few people letting stuff out so there is something for fans to see and get excited about. Because the other thing is she's got to promote the show. I mean, they've pretty much sold out, but she wants to do more shows. Obviously, someone's going to be saying to her, we need some pictures, we need some publicity. We can't just have the poster and your name for people to keep buying $3,000 tickets. So I'm hoping something will come out. We'll see something. But at the moment, I'm here in Melbourne. The show has happened. I slept through it. I slept in. Because I'm like, do I get up and like monitor the internet to see what people are saying, or do I just sleep in and get up after it's all over? I basically did that. Tried to, but because she was on so late, the show was still on when I got up, and I was sort of hearing messages and that. But then, by the time I sort of got ready, it was like over. So this is I missed Madonna's first show. I don't know much about the tour. I don't like the photo ban. I think she's not being very nice to fans with that. And I'm just so glad I didn't pay $4,000 or $5,000 to go to the show and have it be cancelled, and then have to rebook it all and try and get into the second shows, and then not even be able to take photos or videos and have nothing to show for. I'd be standing out the front now going, well, that was good, but now I've got nothing to show, nothing to remember it by. There's just so much bullshit and so much, because I sort of knew all about how our shows ran before the Rebel Heart show, and then actually went to the show, and it all pretty much went the way I thought. This one has been totally unpredictable. So I'm happy to jump on the end of the tour or do the next one having some idea what crap is going to happen after this one. So that's my Madonna. I didn't go to the show. I wasn't at the opening video. But thanks for watching if you did. This is more just for my own therapy. For those who did see the show, if they're watching this, I don't think anyone would, because why would you? But I just hope you enjoyed the show. And I hope my friends who went to the show have good stuff to say and are very good at communicating and sharing the experience with fans, because it's apparently a very exclusive thing, which I don't appreciate. But thanks for listening. Bye.